Hi guys, good morning. Good morning everyone. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Morning. Yeah, guys. So today the big news. I think everyone has sent me the almost the same news, saying that Tata Motors is expected to invest 30 billion to improve its market share. So actually, there was two news which were about the passenger vehicle as well as the commercial vehicle. So they are planning to launch, I think how much 2015 models. 1 second, how much was the model? It's around 30 models, sorry. 30 models in the coming 5 years. So it involves around the passenger vehicles, refresh model as well as the EV models. So I think it is the domestic, it is Jaguar doesn't include in there. They are not specifically mentioned that anything about the Jaguar part. So this one news was a changing one. Second thing was the commercial vehicles. That commercial vehicles, so they expect the market share to be around 40%. So it is around 37% now. So it's okay. I think it's not a big jump. Acha, now the question comes when they say they are investing $350 billion, 350 billion rupees. Now, let's say if we are making a financial model on Tata Motors, we know that it will invest around 350, that is 35,000 crores over the next 4 to 5 years. 5 years rather. So this is how the assumption changes when we sorry, our assumption changes when we make a financial model. So I think Subrojit, will you like to start? You have written something
Yes,
different.
sir. Good
Yeah.
morning, sir.
Good morning.
On today's news, Tata Motor is planning to invest around 350 billion over the financial year 26 to 30 to boost its passenger vehicle business with 30 launches. The bulk of this investment will occur within the span of 26 to 30, and the range will be from 330 to 350 billion according to the internal projections. The firm is expecting a return on investment to kick in by financial year 28, and the pipeline will include at least 7 new models and 23 model updates. Products like Sierra and Avinia will strengthen their portfolios in both SUV and EV segment. The firm, which currently has 13% PV market share, is trying to increase its market share to 16% by FY27 and around 18 to 20% by FY29. The company is planning to build the largest EV portfolio by FY30 with at least 10 new launches in the EV segment. The Tata's current market share fell by around 4600 basis points to 35% under the pressure of new launches by competitors like Mahindra and Mahindra, Toyota and JSW MG. Tata's one of the recent launches in the EV sector is the Harrier EV, which is showing that they are genuinely interested in growing in this segment. As for expectation, Tata is expecting a $10 billion free cash flow annually from PVs in the medium term while targeting double-digit EBITDA growth. The FY25 EBITDA was around 34 billion, which was unchanged on a year-on-year basis even though the costs rose. Margins grew by 40 basis points to 6.9%. The quarterly EBITDA for Q4 25 was at 6.5%, which was also supported by the government's PLI schemes. The share of SUVs is projected to rise to 60% from 55% on a year-on-year basis. Meanwhile, the hatchback share is expected to fall to 20% from 24% as buyers are interested in migrating to higher utility formats. During the financial year 25, the passenger vehicle demand experienced a slowdown due to high dealer level incentives, high inventory, and muted seasonal demand, especially in quarter four. This led to increased VMEs and affected the near term growth of the segment. Demand in 2016 is, however, also expected to be muted due to high stock levels and higher VMEs.
Okay, fine. A good one, Subhajit. You have written an extensive news. Sina, so this kind of newsletters can be used while making our reports. When we talk about industry reports, no, these are the things which are very important than writing one annual report ke bullshit. Because annual report, everyone knows what is happening in annual report. There is nothing more in that. Annual report analysis takes 1 day. Now, this is how this is this is how you write a newsletter. And obviously this news was not in one paper. I think you have mixed two newses in one, if I'm not wrong. So this helps you write in your equity research reports, and one of the important things to tell the markets about the current trends. Because when you send a reports to your for interviews or maybe for recruiters, they want the current scenario. They don't want annual reports, because what I will say, annual reports now will start coming now in the April 31st March 2025 annual report will start coming in July August. बट ये जुलाई अगस्त तो 21 मार्च तो कब का हो चुका है. अभी तो कितने सारी चीजें चेंज हुए हैं. Probably this all things you will not find in annual report. Already print होने के गया भी होगा. They will talk only what has happened in the past. So analysis is always about the future. एनुअल रिपोर्ट से तुमको सिर्फ कंपनी के बारे में ही जानना है. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड ओनली अबाउट द कंपनी. मैक्स मैक्स दे टॉक समथिंग अबाउट द इंडस्ट्री. Okay. This one news. One more news was this about Swaranju. Will you talk about that sugarcane?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, sir. There have been some contrasting news depending on the paper. So I guess Financial Express talked in the opposite way to what I've reported,
Okay. Go ahead.
but
Yeah.
I went with my outlook because of the previous news as well.
Yeah.
So sugar output now looks bleak after there was a fall in cultivated land, which is a concern for FMCG firms. So the previous acreage or cultivated land that is used to grow sugarcane was standing at 5.34 million hectares last year, but now it has fallen to 5.31 million hectares. The biggest fall was witnessed in Uttar Pradesh. Furthermore, adding to the sugar concern, the fair remunerative price, which is the price paid to farmers by mill operators, was increased by the government by 440 basis points year on year. So now it is standing at 355 per quintal, which may push the price further up for firms trying to procure sugar.
Swaranju, can you be a little fluent? तुम थोड़े अटक रहे हो तो क्या हो रहा है ना, when you stop it, I feel you are telling it something कुछ दूसरे point पे चले गए. So
Oh,
what you do while speaking it, 1 second, I will open your news. 1 second, just a minute.
yes, sir.
You have written it very well. I don't know why are you speaking like this. Maybe, do you have it in front of you?
Yes, sir, I have it in front of me.
No, 1 second. Okay. Now, when you say sugar outlook bleaks for a fall, see, no point of using this words. Reason, why?
Okay,
Because when you talk with other people, probably many people won't understand what is bleak.
got it, sir.
Because when someone is listening to you, let's say even I am listening to you, I am doing other things as well. No one is all fully concentrated, and this is a virtual meet. So you have to make people listen to you with using easy words. Because तुम जितना difficult word डालोगे ना, वो सामने वाले को समझेगा नहीं.
Got it, sir.
Okay, fine. As of now, then okay, when you write reports and all, that's a different thing. When you can use different words, but these reports are made for common people. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because common people are the investors. Retail investors. We talk about retail and institutionals. Everyone is not, don't really understand what does bleak means. Okay, sugar output fall in cultivated land. Why? Due to waterlogging, pest attacks that witness biggest decline. So you could have, done this. Sugar output declined to 5.31 million hectares from not from PY. So how much percentage was the decline?
Okay, sir.
This hardly
Got it.
percentage decline. Okay, let's say 0.1% decline due to waterlogging and pest attacks with UP witnessing the biggest decline. So जब तुम ऐसा बोलोगे ना तो फिर समझ में आएगा तुम बात क्या कर रहे हो. This should be a first point of talking.
Got it, sir.
Okay, why it declined? Okay, it declined.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
0.5% to 5.31 million hectares. Because I said numbers won't be remembered. How much percentage will always be remembered. See, even
Yes, sir.
if I ask you what are your 10th marks, do you remember? You will not. But you will remember the percentage.
Got it, sir.
All right, this is like that. Okay. So cane acreages, sugarcane acreages declined 0.5% to 5.3 million due to waterlogging and pest attacks, with UP witnessing the biggest decline. Okay. Okay, fine. This is your heading.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Now, what is this FRP? Fair remuneration price. So, what is this new? What is this point about?
Should I continue or?
Yeah, just tell me what is. I am not getting this point. What is this? Fair.
Okay, so FRP or fair remunerative price is the price that the mill operators pay to farmers. It is
Okay.
legalized and it is put up by the government कि आपको इतना minimum pay करना ही है उनको.
Okay.
So it has increased to 355 rupees per quintal, which is a push from the previous year's price by 440 basis points.
Okay. Great. Then why you want this? No? FRP. So you can FRP remuneration price. This is fine. Okay. Okay, fine. Now you can write this FRP pricing for cane was up 41. This is okay. See, 440 basis point is only when you compare percentage. Okay. Here you are just
Okay,
seeing an increase. Okay. So 4.14% is fine. Should not talk about basis point when you are comparing a price.
got it. Got it.
When I say that the price, my salary increased 10%. So it doesn't say my salary increased 1,000 basis point. It is not like
Got
that.
it, sir.
Okay,
Got
because
it.
it's a number, no? It's an absolute number. When I say my growth, my incremental was yes, last year I got an increment of 10%. This year I got an increment of 12%. So that was 200 basis point change.
Got it, sir.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So okay, fair remuneration price increased. Okay, so you can write increased. Increased. Basically, right? Increased 4.41% year on year to rupees 355 per quintal.
Per quintal. Got it.
And why it was up? Which may lead to a push of procurement price further. Okay, got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But what was this? Why have you written? Okay, this is just a data point, so that's fine.
Yes.
The fair remuneration was up because which may push the procurement price further. Okay, so obviously that is a part of the decline in the land. So this can this can be written. It is a part of this. No, you can write this. We are, as I've mentioned,
Okay.
you can write it over here because this is a part of that.
Yes, sir.
Because of that decline, means because of this decline, there is a decline in the cane acreages, plus
Cultivated land.
there is a increase in this pricing, which may
Yes,
further
sir.
lead to the procurement. Okay. Supply shortage, this is different. The supply still short for, see now still short, you are conversing, you are not writing
Got it. Got it.
you are not making a what do you say, book or something story in this. You are having a conversation with me. So
Understood,
supply
sir.
still short of consumption. Supply short of consumption, sir. Supply short of consumption of 29 million tons. Why?
I could not find the reason why. It was from an article in March. I Googled because there were various sources referring to different things. So I just
Okay.
Googled what is the association saying. So I just could find the
Witness an
data
output
points.
of down, whereas the domestic. Okay, fine. This is a day. Uh, okay, just an information, so it's fine. Okay, that is fine. And now sugar constitutes 25% of the what is this COMSC
Cost of material consumed for Britannia.
cost of material. So you can write it, so for Britannia. Yeah. So this was so in this the major crux was only this one. That after telling all these things, क्या होने वाला है end में तो ब्रिटानिया पे impact होने वाला है.
Yes.
Is because of the raw material confectionery, and even Nestle will get impacted because Nestle is also into confectionery.
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
just could not find how much it constitutes for Nestle. I had the data points for Britannia, but I
Okay.
could not find for Nestle.
Nestle also makes that. It is that. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So now tell again, just go through it easily.
Sure, sir.
Only data points and few sentences. That's it. ये
Okay.
जाने दो. ये forget about this because this is just a data point. It is not linked to the news. This you
Okay.
can put it at the end, at the end कि पूरा news बोल के हो गया. तो सर ये और एक data था जहाँ पे वह said that the sugar output have also declined. Because what are we
Okay.
doing? We are linking this news with this news. Okay.
Got it.
And ये सिर्फ एक data point था. That is good. बट एंड में लिख दो कि सर ऐसा भी हुआ है मार्केट में,
Okay.
because this is not linking anywhere.
Okay.
Okay, now go ahead with your.
So the cultivated land for sugarcane fell to 5.3 million hectares from previous 5.34 million hectares due to waterlogging and pest attacks. And the biggest decline was seen in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Okay.
Furthermore, the fair remunerative price, or FRP, which is the price paid by mill owners to sugarcane farmers, was increased by the government to 355 per quintal,
Per quintal. So which may
which
also push the.
which may also push the price further for procurement for firms.
Okay. So, acha, so now after stopping this, you will say, sir, so now it means that the sugar prices will increase for the FMCG companies.
Okay.
Okay, correct, no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hectare falling, cultivated land falling, demand decreasing, price increasing.
Yes,
So
sir.
obviously this also means price increasing because demand has declined. Sorry, supply has declined, not demand. Supply has declined, and the procurements are increased. So, sir, it means that the prices of the sugar will increase in the coming months.
Yes, sir.
And what will happen because of that? Last point. Yeah.
So, since sugar constitutes around 20 to 25% of the cost of materials for Britannia, Britannia will see a price inflation in sugar, even though wheat and palm oil have stabilized a bit.
Yeah, okay. So obviously Britannia will have an impact. So probably again, guys, on the FMCG part, that FMCG will get impact. I mean, Britannia, specifically now Britannia and Nestle, the one who makes products which require sugar. Ideally, many of the products, biscuits are the one, which sugars are used. Then, jams also sugars, Nestle is there, Kisan. So obviously HUL also comes into that Kisan part where jams and sugar is required. So probably any products where you eat food products, sugar is there. Okay, specifically chocolates. So now it says that Britannia constitutes 25% of the sugar constitute. So they have given a data point, key 25%. So make sure that Britannia 25% of its cost will get impacted in the future.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the things you write. So there is one more news for this. Sejal, can you tell your news? This is also related to the same thing.
It's about tour the
Sorry.
sir. My news is about tour price drop
Yeah.
by 10 to 12% below MPS, despite the record government procure 0.39% million tons and 1.1 million tons. The record procurement hits for highest seen 1718. The government and NCCF has produced the 0.59 millions of tons of tour under the price support scheme in 2025. 25 season has recorded a high since 2017 when the procurement stood at a 87 million tons. This massive buying operation focus on key producing states such as Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Gujarat. The mandi price dropped down by 10 to 12% despite 70,550 MSP. Despite robust procurement price of
One
tour
second,
are
Sejal.
still rolling.
Sejal, one
Yes,
second.
sir.
Rather than
Yes, sir.
stopping over here, this you could have written it कि mandi prices down 10 to 12% despite MSP due to uninterrupted interest from Myanmar and African nations. This could be a
Okay.
better way of talking it. कि वो बाद में वापस क्यों लिख रहे हैं, इधर ही रीजन बता रहे हो ना तुम, इधर ही
Yes, sir.
बोल रहे हो गिरा तो इधर ही लिख दो ना, फिर वो वापस मुझे वापस why you want to read it again. तो ये ठीक है,
Okay, sir.
डिस्पाइट प्रोक्यूरमेंट मंडी प्राइसेस आर स्टिल रूलिंग एट 10 to 12% बिलो. अभी ये वापस सेम ही है ना, why are you writing this? Okay, तो सेम है ना डेटा पॉइंट्स. करंट मंडी रेट्स फॉर डोमेस्टिक hover around 6,000 quintals. The lower prices are primarily due to ये तो था ही ना ऑलरेडी, where landed cost.
हाँ.
अभी वो क्यों है, is because this is land cost, not landed. Land costs are cheaper at 6,000. तो बस वही था. So ये एक रीजन हो सकता है ना, ये it can be a point because what you write when you write a news ना, तो वो सबसे important heading होता है.
Yes.
Tour prices decline drops below MSP despite government procurement. तो ये सब ठीक है, ये तो एक न्यूज था. when तो ये क्यों हुआ है, it declines because of the massive buying focus on key
Yes.
producing states like महाराष्ट्र कर्नाटक, तो तुम्हारा हेडिंग ही हो गया वो। तो
Yes.
इधर लिखने से आगे अननेसेसरी वर्ड्स बढ़ रहे हैं। तो इतना बड़ा न्यूज से अच्छा है ना, टूर प्राइसेस ड्रॉप 12%, 12% बिकॉज ऑफ मैसिव बाइंग ऑपरेशन।
Massive buying. Okay.
ये हो गया ना, ये एक पार्ट हो गया। तो ये सब इतने सब डेटा की स्पेसिफिकली जरूरत नहीं है, कितना था कितना हो गया, क्या करोगे डेटा का पता, तो हमको पता भी नहीं किधर यूज होता है वो।
Okay, sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
तो ये ऐसा तो फिर चाहिए तो ऐसा डेटा पॉइंट नीचे डाल सकते हो ना, इट हिट जो डेटा पॉइंट होता है ऐसा एक 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 जो बताने की जरूरत नहीं है कि सर मेजरली क्यों ड्रॉप हुआ है, बिकॉज ऑफ द की फोकसिंग स्टेट ऑफ
Massive
महाराष्ट्र,
buying.
आंध्र प्रदेश एंड
Okay.
तेलंगाना, बिकॉज ऑफ
Okay, sir.
एमएसपी ऑपरेशंस। क्या था ये ऑपरेशन? ओके। फिर मंडी प्राइसेस वर डाउन ड्यू टू अनइंटरप्टेड इंपोर्ट्स फ्रॉम म्यांमार एंड अफ्रीकन नेशन।
Africa.
सो इससे क्या हुआ, व्हाट हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, द इन्फ्लेशन इन टूर फेल्स टू 9.8%। अभी ये इसमें किसको इम्पैक्ट होगा?
FMCG sector.
एफएमसीजी, करेक्ट। सो वो गूगल कर देना होता है कि ये सब न्यूज से वो इम्पैक्ट किसको हुआ है। तो एफएमसीजी सेक्टर इज गेटिंग इम्पैक्टेड बिकॉज जो भी टूर राइस एंड अपना
Pulses price.
स्प्राइट्स एंड ये स्प्राउट्स एंड ये सब बनाएंगे, इट विल हेल्प देम। तो वो कौन से, आई थिंक मैरिक को बनाता है, वो ओट्स एंड इसमें लगता है, एंड दाबर है उसमें, एचयूएल का आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट इट, टाटा कंज्यूमर्स है उसमें, है ना, वो सब रागी और ये सब बनाता है। तो उनको ये सब, इट्स अ गुड साइन दैट इन्फ्लेशन इज डिक्लाइनिंग। तो ज्यादा डेटा डालना है तो पॉइंटर्स में डाल दो।
Okay, sir.
ओके, एंड ये सब बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है फिर, ये ना कि ये तुम्हारा सिर्फ डेटा पॉइंट्स के लिए हुआ, तुमको बात मेजरली यही करनी है, क्यों हुआ है, क्यों हुआ है एंड किसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा। रेस्ट ऑल डेटा पॉइंट्स कैन बी
Okay,
रिटन।
sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
जैसे इसने भी यहाँ पे लिखा था, भी इसकी कोई जरूरत तो नहीं थी, बट इट वाज जस्ट अ पॉइंट कि चलो ये से पॉइंटर्स है, पता होना चाहिए। ये भी एक था जो व्हाट वाज ऑफ कोई रिलेशन नहीं था ये न्यूज से। ओके, so guys, one again on auto, again on FMCG today news, plus there are other news, I think who will tell now. One second. Acha, Swaminathan, will you start with the news? Sorry.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Karwani.
So this news is about CNG car sales. So in FY26, CNG car sales are expected to reach 1 million units from 83.9 billion units in FY25. This is driven by rising petrol and diesel prices and expanding CNG station network. So the government is increasing the CNG pumps. So the target is 17,500 CNG pumps by 2030, which is currently at 7,400 in 2025.
Okay.
The increase is because the government is expanding this because the CNG variants are preferred by individual buyers and taxi segment. Taxis account for 6 to 7% of total passenger vehicle sales in the country, and 60% of these run on CNG, contributing to 1/5 of total CNG car sales. Maruti Suzuki's sales of 1.7 million units in FY 2025 consist of 34% CNG sales. The company is expecting a 16.7% year-on-year growth in CNG car sales in FY 2026.
Okay, one second. So, Swaminathan, you said Maruti contributes 34% of the CNG vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir, out of the total 1.7
And
million.
that is expected to increase by 16.7%. 16.7%.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And which are the models in that?
So the models include Espresso, Alto, Alto K10, and Wagoner.
No, even Brezza is there. Even CNG, even this Desire CNG is there.
Yeah.
So I think you missed out that.
So, yes, sir, to keep it short, I just put a few models.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So Hyundai Motor CNG sales grew 170 BPS in FY 2025 to 13.2%. The company has entry-level CNG options priced under 11 lakh range, and the sales from taxi segment was around 5% in FY 2025. And coming to Tata Motors CNG car sales grew 50% year on year to 13.9 billion units in FY 25. So out of the total car sales,
Swaminathan, how can it be 13.9 billion? It's like 13,000. You have 13.9 billion. पता है कितना हो गया हो?
sorry, sir, I made a mistake over there, I think.
1300 crores हो गया हो. See, if Maruti is selling 1.3 million, 1.7 million, that is 1,70,000. How can Tata Motors sell? 13 point कितना हो गया? Even 13 कितना हो गया? Do into 100, into 100 crores. You are saying 13,000 crores. वो sales होगा और car sales नहीं होगा. I think it will be volumes है या numbers है? What is that?
These are numbers, sir.
Sorry, volumes है या I think it's the price, sales.
Sorry, sir. The actual units is 1,39,280.
1 lakh, correct. Now it is 1.3 million. No, sorry, it is 139,000.
Yeah. I will change it, sir. Sorry for that. Shall I continue, sir?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
So out of the total car sales, CNG vehicles for Tata Motors account for 25% now. And the company has CNG models, various CNG models, including Alros, Punch, and Nexon, priced in the range of 6.8 lakh to 15.6 lakh. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, one important data points over here that this news now you don't get anywhere in any annual report or conference call. Probably you might get, but it is very difficult to get this kind of minute details that Maruti Suzuki has 34% of CNG sales. Hyundai Motors contributes around 13.2%, and Tata Motors contributes around 25% of the total sales. I've posted in the group now. This is the important figures that you need to understand because this has a different growth segment than the other. Because हम जो models डाल रहे थे ना ऑटो पंडित से, you don't get a bifurcation कि उसमें से CNG कितने हैं and petrol कितने हैं and diesel कितने हैं. So they have given specifically this thing that we can also take. See, अगर 34% CNG तो आज मारुति का पता है कि बाकी तो पेट्रोल ही होंगे. Because Maruti doesn't sell diesel cars. या पेट्रोल और डीजल होंगे rather. Tata Motors also 25% is CNG, which is growing at 50%. And numbers भी दिया, it is 139,000. मतलब 1,39,000 is the they have sold. That is 25% of the total sales. So important data points. Ashish, anything to add on this? ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है?
So the reason was given that rising fuel prices and also increased CNG stations. Like the government is targeting that CNG outlets should be grown at a CAGR of 19% to 17,500 units in the next 5 years. And also the number of CNG models has grew at 23% to 25 models in the current years. In the last 4 years, it has grown around 23%. And petrol car share has also declined 530 basis point to 63% in FY25.
Okay, petrol car share has declined. How much is it now? 50? Sorry, I missed out.
Declined to 530 basis point to 63% in FY25.
To 60%.
Oh, sorry, 57%, 57.7%.
57%. Okay, so 57 is petrol and CNG is?
CNG is around 19.5%.
Okay, 57 plus 19, so remaining will be diesel.
And 18% is 18.5% is diesel.
Diesel. Okay. So guys, one more data points. Just write it. Okay, I will just write it in the group. You said petrol is 57, correct?
Yes.
Total? Okay. One of the important, again an important part कि अगर कोई कल पूछे कि तुम CNG की बात कर रहे हो तो पता होना चाहिए कि पेट्रोल कितना बिक रहा है. 57% market share. And your CNG is how much was CNG? Sorry,
CNG is 19.5%.
9.5%, and diesel
Diesel is 18.5%.
हो गया क्या 100? Just 100?
तो बाकी फिर ईवी होगा.
हाँ बाकी EV होगा 18.5, 95, हाँ तो 5% इज EV.
तो इसका मतलब ईवी मार्केट इतना बढ़ नहीं रहा है ओवरऑल अगर हम देखें तो अभी भी.
हाँ सी ऐसा ना, वी आर डिस्कसिंग ऑन अभी इसमें हाइब्रिड भी आएगा बीच में एक पार्ट. दैट
अच्छा.
हाइब्रिड सेगमेंट इज वन. EV इज नॉट अभी तक ना, इट इज नॉट दैट इवॉल्व. वो टैक्सीज में ही तुमको दिखेगा EV, rather than अदर जो पैसेंजर व्हीकल EV इज अ लग्जरी पार्ट. वो लग्जरी है, वो सिर्फ लग्जरी सेगमेंट टाइप ही है, कंसिडर्ड एज अ लग्जरी सेगमेंट, बिकॉज यू एंड मी विल नॉट बाय आवर फर्स्ट कार एज EV. तुम्हारी
Yeah,
सेकंड गाड़ी
agreed.
होगी वो, हुई तो ऐसा है.
Agreed.
So Tata also aims to nearly double its product lineup from 8 to about 15 models by 2013, like EVs, CNG variant, and upgraded tech-enabled IC vehicles.
Correct, yeah. So guys, on this again on the coming on this industry data, the government the CNG pump, but taxis account for 6 to 7% of total passenger vehicle sales in the country, and 60% run on CNG, contributing to 1/5 of the total CM. 1/5. So Swaminathan, 1/5 you cannot say 1/5, it is 20%. Okay. While
Okay,
writing
sir.
it, you don't say 1/5.
Sure.
You are telling it to the clients, no?
Okay.
So out of the total vehicles sold, 6 to 7% are taxis. तो ये भी डेटा आज मिल गया कि जो सेल्स होता है टोटल, लेट्स से मारुति का 1 लाख सेल्स होता है तो 1 लाख में 6% इज फॉर टैक्सीज. एंड वही सेगमेंट में तुमको EVs दिखेंगे प्रोबेबली. यू विल नॉट सी EVs अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट. बाकी पैसेंजर व्हीकल्स में बहुत कम है. And वो था न्यूज टाटा मोटर्स दैट MG Hectors has taken over the market share of Tata Motors. There's a hardly unit, no? 5% is nothing in the total sales. तो तुम कल बोलना भी मत. दिस इज द इंडस्ट्री सेल्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंडस्ट्री सेल्स. तो हायर इज पेट्रोल व्हीकल, सेकंड इज CNG. एंड मारुति का कितना है? मारुति कंट्रीब्यूट 34% ऑफ द CNG सेल्स. सॉरी, टोटल कार सेल्स में 34% ऑफ द सेल्स कम्स फ्रॉम CNG सेल्स कम्स ऑफ मारुति. तो सोच लेना वो जो 19 तक का है. So I can give you, है ना, just tell you हम डेटा कैसे निकालने के. Just to give it a different sense, we say petrol was 57. ठीक है, petrol was 57%. Okay, your diesel was 19.5. Sorry, 18.5. Your CNG was 19.5%, and your petrol, sorry, EVs was around 5%. So हम लोग को वो फाड़ा से इंडस्ट्री डेटा मिल गया था टोटल, राइट? टोटल पैसेंजर व्हीकल सोल्ड. तो मैं लेट्स से, आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग रैंडम नंबर, टोटल पैसेंजर व्हीकल सोल्ड पर मंथ इज अराउंड 2 lakhs. ठीक है, अप्रोक्सीमेट 2 lakhs के आसपास ही है, इतना बिकते हैं. उसमें से ऑब्वियसली विल गेट पेट्रोल 57 है, डीजल इतना है. बट मारुति, मारुति सेल्स लेट्स से 1 lakh टोटल सेल्स. एंड आई नो 34% उसका CNG आता है, is around 34% of the entire sales. तो obviously 34,000 is sold by Maruti. अभी मैं बोलूं मारुति का मार्केट शेयर एंड टोटल CNG कितना बिक रही है? 39,000 अज्यूमिंग. तो मारुति का मार्केट शेयर कितना हो गया CNG में? Maruti has 87% market share in the CNG segment. तो दिस इज अ डेटा. अभी तुम बोलते हो सर ये तो किधर था नहीं, तो ये डेटा ऐसा खुद ढूंढना होता है. क्या किया मैंने, व्हाट आई डिड, मुझे पहले समझा इंडस्ट्री डेटा मिला, एंड मारुति का डेटा भी था वहां पे, एंड मारुति के नंबर्स हमारे पास है. वी पुट इट ऑटो वर्कशॉप में, वी पुट दैट नंबर. सब नंबर हर महीने आते हैं. तो यू विल गेट अ टोटल मारुति का सेल्स कितना है. टोटल मारुति का सेल्स है CNG भी नो 34% बोला है उसने, 34%. बट ओवरऑल मार्केट में मुझे पता है शायद 19.5% है CNG. तो ये एंड ओवरऑल सेल्स कितने होते हैं वो भी दिया है फाड़ा के वेबसाइट पे. यू विल फाइंड व्हाट इज द टोटल सेल्स दैट द कंपनी हैज डन. This is an additional data that you give while writing news, क्योंकि वो ना पेपर में होगा ना किधर होगा. तो who is the highest आज, if I talk about who, क्योंकि that is quite obvious because मारुति की गाड़ियां दिखते हैं रास्ते पे which are CNG, बाकी कोई कंपनी की गाड़ियां दिखते नहीं है. अभी ये हमको पता है. What if we are not in India, we are in some other country, हमको नहीं पता इंडिया में क्या चल रहा है. तो एटलीस्ट फ्रॉम दिस बेसिस ना यू कैन फाइंड दिस काइंड ऑफ डेटा कि टोटल मारुति का शेयर कितना है. और वो एंड हाउ इज दैट इंडस्ट्री ग्रोइंग, दिस इंडस्ट्री इज ग्रोइंग एंड मारुति बोल रहा है ये 16% से ग्रो होगा. सो ऑब्वियसली इंडस्ट्री भी 16% से ग्रो होगा बिकॉज मारुति का एंटायर शेयर इज अबाउट मारुति. तो द पाई इज इंक्रीजिंग. तो प्रोबेबली टुमारो 34 का 38 होगा, 40 होगा. So then we have to see whose market share is declining. अभी बोला टाटा भी लॉन्च करेगा. Then they are saying Hyundai is also launching. What was for Hyundai? Hyundai was around 13%, 13.2 लिखा है वहाँ पे, and Tata was 25%. So this all the news which helps you talk about in the interviews. एक additional data जो वही डेटा से मिला, सेम डेटा, मैं कुछ और डेटा यूज ही नहीं किया. Just because we are punching numbers of automobile, I was able to talk about this. अगर इंडस्ट्री नंबर्स है ही नहीं तुम्हारे पास तो वो तुम्हारे डेटा का क्या क्या फायदा. व्हेन यू राइट रिपोर्ट तो रिपोर्ट्स में ऐसा कुछ लिखो कि मारुति हैज द हाईएस्ट मार्केट शेयर इन इंडिया, वरना जाके तुम लिखोगे मारुति वाज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड 1992, फिर उसका चेयरमैन ये है, उसका सीईओ ये है, उसका सीएफओ वो है. वो सब क्या करना है, एनालिसिस के लिए वो सब काम में नहीं आते. You cannot do a corporate governance check on a company like Maruti. वो corporate governance comes at a different level. जब तुम थोड़े एक्सपीरियंस होते हो तब वो corporate governance में चीजें जाती है कि मैनेजमेंट को चेक करते हो कि मैनेजमेंट का क्वालिटी कैसा है, अच्छा है, बुरा है. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट ऑफ मारुति, उधर ही तुमको रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा इंटरव्यू में कि तुम मारुति के इंटीग्रिटी को जज कर रहे हो. एनी लार्ज कैप कंपनीज, यू कैनॉट जज द मैनेजमेंट ऑन द इंटीग्रिटी कि इसका मैनेजमेंट चोर है, ये है, वो है. निफ्टी इसके लिए BSE 500 इज द कंपनी दैट वी चूज. वहां पे ये सब एनालिसिस नहीं आता जो तुम CFA में पढ़ते हो, वो बाद में आता है. इट कम्स व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट प्राइवेट इक्विटी, व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट स्मॉलर कंपनीज, स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज, दैट टाइम यू टॉक अबाउट मैनेजमेंट. आई हैव सीन इन रिपोर्ट्स पीपल टॉकिंग अबाउट द मैनेजमेंट. तुम कल उठ के बोलोगे मुकेश अंबानी का मैनेजमेंट अच्छा नहीं है, तो यू कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट रिलायंस मैनेजमेंट. सर कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस इशू है उसमें, यू कैन नॉट डू दैट. Okay. अच्छा कुशल, anything on Zomato? Kushal Agrawal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kushal.
Sir, the one second. Eternal Zomato parent company has rolled out a long distance fees for restaurant partners on order beyond 4 kilometers to improve profitability and boost delivery partner payouts. So, sir, the order above 150, there is a 20 rupees fee for the distance of 4 to 6 kilometers, and beyond 6 kilometers, it charges rupees 40. And for the smaller orders, the fees is there is no fees, and within 6 kilometers, but they charges 40 for if the distance exceeds. Zomato, the new Zomato new fees target restaurant as Rapido I food delivery entry. The move comes as Rapido plans to enter the food delivery market, reportedly offering restaurant half the commission charged by Zomato and Swiggy. Eternal new fees will be paid solely by restaurants, capped at 30% of the order value with no impact on customers.
So guys, this news, I'm not sure ये क्यों हो रहा है. Zomato is now charging a higher fees. जबकि what I have seen is from the channel checks or maybe the restaurants that I go, कि they are not liking Zomato as a service provider because they are charging a higher fees. Whereas Rapido has come up with a model that they will charge half the fees than what Zomato is charging, and in that case, Zomato is charging a delivery fees for the restaurant owner, not for us. Huh? This is not for us, not for consumers. So now I am not sure ki what will happen to the Zomatos. I think they are playing big on it. Ki unka bhale wo they are trying to increase their revenue, but at what cost? If the customers stops, Zomato, I don't know it will happen that soon, but ये आगे जाके होगा. When the competition intensifies, I think so. As I've said ना, मैंने तो Zomato सब बेच दिया है. मुझे Zomato चाहिए ही नहीं because of this reason that I've seen it. Unless Zomato is doing something else, I don't want Zomato in my portfolio because the competition is intensifying. And ऐसे सब situation में he is doing, they are charging from restaurants only again. So till they don't change their commission, what do you say? Still they don't change their commission rules. Probably, and if Rapido kicks in, Rapido है, फिर Zepto is also doing it. तो अगर ऐसा होता है तो probably, might have some issues. अच्छा, इसमें और एक चीज है कि is Rapido able to scale up? Rapido के पास इतना पैसा ही नहीं होगा कि scale up, क्योंकि ये जो कर रहा है ना Rapido, वो भी लॉस मेकिंग ही है. हाफ कमीशन देगा तो वो खुद क्या कमाएगा? तो अगेन कैश बर्न. तो रैपिडो का आईपीओ आया तो अवॉइड, वो कैश लॉस मेकिंग ही है, होगा वो. this one through, no sorry, this is other one. Okay, so now any news that I missed out? So Karthik, what on Nykaa? Karthik there. No, Karthik is not there today, sorry. He has written something on Nykaa. I'll open his news. Okay, Nykaa house brands hits on the cosmetic and the apparel labor. They expect the gross margins to increase. Opening fashion stores, expanding. This is when Nykaa is expanding. And they have also given one data point over here. India is a $21 billion beauty markets, of which 12 billion is unorganized. मतलब 12 billion organized है, मतलब बाकी का जो 9 billion है उसमें HUL भी आता है. तो you know what market size you're looking at for HUL. See now Nykaa के न्यूज में मुझे HUL के बारे में पता चलता है. This is how you connect the dots. So that is why now annual report reading, फिर तुम्हारा वो conference calls, those are important. I'm not saying those things are not important, but ये सभी करते हैं. While talking about this morning calls, a few students told me that, sir, the information that we get on the morning calls, probably you don't find anywhere. Because, ये मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि ऐसा कुछ होने वाला है. See, because I have read annual reports, चलो मैंने मेरे career में annual reports read किए, but the data that comes on an everyday basis have more value than what is there in the annual report. Because believe me, in this industry, people are looking for smart people. They don't care about the education. I have been, competing with IIMs. मुझे ऐसा लगने का पहले कि यार वो IIMs और different levels है. How can I compete with them? उनका बात करने का तरीका ऐसा वैसा. It doesn't matter. वो लोग भी वही न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते जो तुम लोग पढ़ते हो. It is just that we don't do it on a consistent basis. Students who have done things on a consistent basis are the ones who has received that opportunity. कल भी एक को रिसर्व करके एक था, he has got secure a role in Zach research. उसने खुद ही ढूंढा. I have not recommended him because कोर्स खत्म ही नहीं हुआ अभी तक to recommend किसी को. He has got roles on his own. So it is not that easy, not that difficult to get roles, because इंटरव्यूज में जाके ना क्या काम आता है. इंटरव्यूज में जाके it only helps ये सब चीजें जो हम करते हैं ना वही काम में आती है. Obviously, your technical knowledge do come at some point in time, but what things that you tell than others. You are also level CFA, वो भी CFA है, but तुमको एक चीजें अलग से पता रहे. Because when you talk about CFA, can you compare two CFAs या two CA कि नहीं ये CA अच्छा है वो CA खराब है. A CA is a CA, a CFA is a CFA. CFA में फिर CA में फिर भी मार्क्स होते हैं. CFA में तो वो भी नहीं होता है. You cannot say मेरे को 90 percentile आए. CFA says pass is pass. But how you distinguish others is by doing things on a continuous basis. The more you do, because this all things get linked. कि अरे HUL की बात करें तो you are talking about HUL and suddenly you talk about Nykaa. कि तुम बोल रहे हो HUL में growth क्यों हो रहा है, क्योंकि Nykaa grow हो रहा है. Obviously HUL cannot grow on its own. He requires someone. मतलब अगर Nykaa is scaling up its product, तो probably HUL will also grow, no? So it is. See, Nykaa expects newer labels like now they are also planning into cosmetics. Kai Beauty, 20 dresses to replicate this model across skincare and fashion. तो फैशन में और कौन है? फैशन में आदित्य बिरला भी है, अरविंद भी है, गो फैशन भी है. So what Nykaa is doing differently? And अगर इसका सेल्स बढ़ रहा है तो उनका भी सेल्स बढ़ेगा. Because Nykaa is probably the bigger player in beauty market, not in the fashion. Fashion में मिंत्रा है. Fashion segment online only 237 stores. Nykaa Fashion currently operates only online, but its beauty has 237 retail outlets in 70 cities, boosting the store brand visibility and consumer trials. Fine. We'll do this on continuous basis. मुझे भी कितना सारी चीजें ना link dots connect होते हैं कि when you guys talk about news, sometimes I miss, but वो I can connect the dots. अच्छा, कुशल said Rapido raises 125 crores for Nexus partners. हाँ, ये भी एक था. वही कैश बंद करने के लिए, मतलब वो रैपिडो को फायदा हो ना हो, जोमेटो को लॉस होगा, या जोमेटो एंड स्विगी विल सफर. ओके, does anyone
सर,
else?
बजाज का छोटा सा
हाँ हाँ हाँ, सॉरी, बजाज का था.
बजाज का.
या सुब्रत.
Basically, Bajaj is stepping to fix things in their KTF for KTM by revamping the governance and production framework to restore the brand's financial health and its overall relevance. The plan includes to scale manufacturing in India to include motorcycles up to 990 cc, and which is up from the current 400. And Bajaj aims to reduce cost by local efficiency building and leveraging the whole ecosystems. KTM's go-to-market strategy is shifting towards aggressive global expansion, and they are targeting US and Europe. And India is positioned to be a core market for mid-capacity bikes. However, KTM faces a severe near-term headwind, a collapse in the bike segment in 2024 led by excess inventory, high debt, and halted production since December 2024. Bajaj's immediate priority is restarting KTM's operation, even as liquidity issues has halted production and poses a risk to near-term performance of the segment. In the long term, the strategy is showing that Bajaj wants to pivot towards and dominate the global premium motorcycle segment by building upon KTM's competencies.
Yeah. So guys, this is a follow-up to the other news that we have, read a few days back, that Bajaj has spent across some 1,000 crores, 7,000 crores to buy KTM to remove it from bankruptcy. So now Bajaj officially owns KTM. Okay, Bajaj was a minority shareholder. Now Bajaj officially owns KTM. Now they were selling bikes below 400 cc, but now they have increased the capacity. Now they, because of this, buying, since now Bajaj will own the entire KTM, they are planning to launch bike in 900 to 1,000 cc bikes, which are quite rare, and they will compete the companies like Harley Davidson, BMW, BMW. So this is what Bajaj is doing next. They already have a Trump portfolio. Trump as in that, not the US guy. The Trump bikes, Triumph rather. So Bajaj is now also will come into 1,000 cc. So KTM के bikes अगर रास्ते पे दिखे, so assume now it is totally owned by Bajaj. And KTM has done well overall in India. Probably Australia they might have not done well, or maybe overseas, but India में they have actually done well. Bajaj ने भी बोला भी है उनके कि because of, and why they have purchased, many investors weren't happy with that kind of investment that Bajaj has done. But Bajaj says that since they have a lot of partnership or making KTM, keeping it bankrupt will lead to loss of Bajaj, because Bajaj has started positioning itself in the 400 cc segment, and that was through KTM. Bajaj का dominant एक था, but probably major bikes were KTM, so they don't want to lose that market share again, because अगर KTM bankrupt हो गया तो Bajaj will have a problem on its sales. So that's why they have purchased. Now let's see how does the investment pans out. 1,000 cc bikes इंडिया में तो नहीं बिकते इतना, the market is too small, probably for exports and European markets specifically. And they also said that since it will be produced in India, the cost of production will be lower, because obviously producing in India is different from producing in Australia or any other countries. So good move if numbers comes in. Cost of production declining means your margins will decline. Means you are making the bikes in Australia, तो labor cost वहाँ पे ज़्यादा होता है, तुम्हारा real estate cost ज़्यादा होता है, इंडिया में वो cheap होता है. So now let's see how does वो बजाज कहाँ पे invest करता है. Do they sell it from India or do they sell it from Australia only? Or I don't know where is the plant of KTM. Chakan में बजाज has a huge plant. If you Pune Chakan, it has a huge plant. बजाज का. Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So my news is about the China rare earth metal. So the news is India is taking a bold step to reduce its dependence on China for rare earth metal, a critical component for EVs and auto parts. India targets 4,000 ton rare earth metal capacity with a 3,000 crore plan as China controls 90% of the supply. So auto sector needs 800 to 900 tons annually. 12 Indian firms await export not from China, including Bosch, Varroc, and Uno Minda. Sona Comstar rejected MED EUC push. The reasons for this is mainly the China global dominance in the rare earth supply chain. So the 50% of the global earth element production held by China, also the 70% of the processing with 90% of the global supply chain. So China clamped down on exports in April 2025, requiring guarantees that magnets are for civilian, not defense use. The second reason is the India's dependence on imports, where India imports 3,600 tons of rare earth metal annually. The auto industry alone consumes 800 to 900 tons, making it one of the largest end users. So the strategic sector affected over 30 Indian companies source rare earth metals magnets from China. The key auto and component firms include the Sona Comstar and the Uno Minda Brakes India, Bosch India, Hitachi, Estimo, and some other companies.
Okay. So what is the output of this, Gaurav? लिखा तो है तुमने, पर अब इसका output क्या है?
सर मतलब अगर ये हो रहा है तो कंपोनेंट्स का सर प्राइस बढ़ेगा तो ऑब्वियसली वो गाड़ियों का फिर दाम बढ़ेगा तो फिर डिमांड में इफेक्ट आ सकता है.
करेक्ट. हाँ, so and this is specifically for EVs. ये जो magnets है ना, वो EVs में लगता है.
हाँ, yes sir, yes.
So guys, again a little bit negative news from the EV production point of view, that because of this, ये काफी दिनों से आ रहा है पेपर में, that because of that वो magnet के वजह से EVs are using that magnets, तो वो if the supply halts, तो production will also halt. तो ये auto ancillaries को तो impact होगा ही, OEMs को भी impact होगा. OEMs as in Tata Motors and Maruti तो खैर बनाता नहीं है कुछ भी, they're planning to make, but OEMs will get impacted. Indirectly OEMs will get impacted. गौरव, ये न्यूज में ठीक है, इट वाज ओके न्यूज, बट थोड़ा और यू कैन टॉक अबाउट मोर कंपनी पर्सपेक्टिव तो अच्छा होगा, ताकि मॉडल्स में भी ठीक है. अच्छा, न्यूज कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, न्यूज इज गुड, मतलब वो इंडस्ट्री न्यूज है, बट क्या है ना, वो इंडस्ट्री अभी ऐसा, तुम न्यूज अगर इंटर में बोलते हो तो पहले तो वो ईवी हार्डली 5%, हमने अभी देखा 5% ऑफ द एंटायर.
यस,
तो वैसे भी कुछ इम्पैक्ट होने वाला है नहीं उसका कोई स्टॉक पे.
ओके सर.
मतलब ये है एक बैक ऑफ द माइंड होना चाहिए कि रेयर अर्थ में क्या हो रहा है ना, ईवी प्रोडक्शन हॉल्ट होगा और प्रॉब्लम्स होंगे ईवी में जो ऑलरेडी चल रहे हैं.
हाँ, यस सर.
सो गाइस, आई विल आल्सो से कि ऑलवेज टेक अ न्यूज व्हिच इज पॉजिटिव, बिकॉज तुम कोई चीज नेगेटिव बोलते हो ना, तो वो मतलब ऐसा हो गया कि यू गो टू इंटरव्यू, मैंने आस्क यू व्हाट गौरव टेल मी व्हाट इज द वेयर शुड आई इन्वेस्ट माय मनी, तुम बोले सर मारुति बेच दो. मतलब अरे मैं बाय करने की बात कर रहा हूं, तुम क्यों बोल रहे हो मारुति बेच दो?
Okay, sir.
I think that Maruti will not do good. But I am telling which companies will do good. ना वो बताओ.
Yes, sir.
तो 20% of the time start thinking about having a positive outlook. Negative is fine, हो सकता है कभी कभी, but avoid it taking. नहीं है fine, ठीक है, negative ले सकते हो, but avoid it, क्योंकि positive इतने होते हैं, negative क्यों बात करनी है, and negative कोई सुनेगा भी नहीं, ऐसा है. और ये यू कैन कीप इट एज अ बैक एंड कि अगर उसने कुछ बोला कि ईवी में ये हो रहा है तो बता दो सर ईवी में तो ऐसा प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है। जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं ना कि सीएनजी ग्रो होगा, लेट्स से योर
हाँ,
इंटेलिजेंस
yes.
कि ईवी ग्रो होगा, ईवी इज ग्रोइंग फास्टर, सर ईवी में ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है अभी करंटली, तो ऐसा वो बैकअप के लिए रख सकते हो।
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, I think I will stop here. Good discussion today. Healthy discussion. So, like start writing your reports. हाँ, it will help. ये सब चीजें उसमें में काम आती है. And newsletters लिखा करो. It will help. It has helped. Okay. Guys, thank you. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.